Is there a problem? Is there a reason that you just assume that I don't live here? A black woman doesn't live here, but you can let this white woman in and assume that she lives here.
That was another white woman blocking a group of black women, blocking a group of black women from using their pool. So this happened at the Knox Ridge student apartment complex in Tennessee, and the user only identified as Royal E, who posted this video, said that me and my friends were just racially profiled at Knox Ridge Pool. Don't go there. This woman automatically assumed that we didn't live there and stopped us before we could even go inside. So look, you can see in the video she's wearing a Knox Ridge T-shirt. So, well, what is she like? What is she, the manager? Is she like the pool police? Who is she? Who is she to go and to tell people, hey, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. Well, how do you know? How do you know? Well, this woman's going to explain, and I'm going to show you the full video here that was posted. She's going to explain that, well, she knows everybody that lives here, and you black girls, you couldn't possibly live here, so you don't belong here. Don't believe me? Take a look.
I live here. 2218. I'm a subleaser. You want to look my name up?
Yeah, but
That's
even
fine.
so, we don't. Come on, we can't have any guests.
But I live here.
Residents can't have guests.
So how you just gonna let her in and automatically assume
Because I know.
that I don't live here?
Because I know everybody that lives here. And
You
I
don't know everybody that live here because I live here. Just because you ain't met me don't mean that I don't live here. And that's very rude of you to just assume that I don't live here. Is there a problem? Is there a reason that you just assume that I don't live here? A black woman doesn't live here, but you can let this white woman in and assume that she lives here. It is about that. Clearly, because you see three young women of color walk up to you, and we say that we're coming to the pool, and you stop us before we even get into the door to speak to
I do know
anyone.
everybody. Then you haven't come in and done your paperwork.
I have done my paperwork. I've been living here since March, paying rent since March. So how are you going to tell me? You stopped me before I even get to the door to speak to anyone.
I said we don't have any guests.
All right, so look, I want to point something out. To be fair, she's talking about guests, right? And then it's like, well, wait a minute. I live here, and it turns out that she, of course, subleases an apartment. So she pays rent, and she subleases, which means the two people with her don't necessarily have to be guests. They could be the people that she's subleasing to. But look at the assumptions, right? And I love how she goes to, well, I know everybody here, and I don't know you. I don't know you. Oh, really? Really, Karen? You know everybody there at the apartment complex? Apparently you don't. And by the way, who is she to stand out there and say, well, you can't come in anyway? No, this is for people only. This is for, people who live here, right? Well, if you don't know everybody that lives there, which is obvious, then who are you to say who should get in the pool or not? I mean, look, it doesn't make any sense, right? And besides, she didn't stop anybody else from coming in. She's not questioning white people like, hey, do you live here? Oh, that's right, because she knows that person, right? Now, look, it's easy to say that she's racist, right? Some people might tell me at least, right? Well, you're just calling everybody racist, when in these videos. But we've seen this video after video of people being just that. I don't know how you can come away with any different conclusion. And by the way, when I say racist, right? Look, it doesn't mean that she's a Klan wearing, Klan hood wearing white supremacist. I'm not saying that. No, it's just she has a bias. And in her mind, there seems to be no way a black woman could afford to be in her complex. Or there's the assumption that, well, she's just breaking the rules, right, by bringing her friends. No, there's implicit bias here. Okay, implicit bias, and in this case, maybe explicit bias. Now, the only consolation here about this entire thing is that nobody called the cops. Thank goodness, because if we've seen when the cops are called, that can have deadly consequence. For the love of God, don't just assume that people don't belong in an area because they're black. We should really stop doing that. We should really stop doing that. because, again, that can have deadly consequences. And otherwise, it's just incredibly rude and might end up lead to you being fired because of the social blowback. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.